What's up guys, it's Blake here. I'm in beautiful Hawaii. In this video, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why you should invest in Syscoin.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So it goes without saying, guys, that 2018 has been a bloodbath of a year for cryptocurrency. I mean, if we just check out this Bitcoin chart, you can see that really all of 2018, we've been in a bear market. So there's been over 1,000 cryptocurrencies that have already failed this year alone, which goes to show you that in order to succeed, you got to stand out. You can't just raise money. You have to have an actual real world use case and get people to see your vision and understand what your project is aiming to do. Even though we're in this bear market, I'm looking for the best coins that I think that I can hold long term that are going to produce massive returns down the road. I want to go ahead and get started and talk about Syscoin. Before we get into it, guys, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please invest at your own risk and do your own research. Also, I do own Syscoin and I am involved in the Syscoin community, and I would like to extend a thank you to the Syscoin community for helping me put this together. So the first thing I want to talk about a few reasons why Syscoin is something you should really consider for your portfolio for the long term. The first thing I want to talk about, and it's one thing everybody talks about, is speed. How fast is the blockchain? Well, we know that speed is one of the most rate limiting factors there is in blockchain tech. We've all heard of Ethereum getting bogged down with CryptoKitties. We know that the Bitcoin blockchain is not that fast. And so throughput is a real issue, and it's become a hot topic. And I believe that Syscoin has a solution for the scaling issues that we face. And I believe it is ZDAG. Now, ZDAG was created by a core developer, Jag Sidhu. Basically, what this does is it solves the scaling solution by increasing transaction speeds to near instant without the double spend issue. So really, it was designed for merchants and point of sale. So imagine going to your Ben & Jerry's and getting your favorite ice cream cone and trying to pay in cryptocurrency, and you're having to sit there and wait for 20 confirmations to get that confirmed. Well, with ZDAG, what we're able to do is able to basically get that instant confirmation, so you go ahead and get your ice cream cone and you can get out of there. All right, so scaling is an issue that Syscoin has solved, in my opinion. ZDAG stands for Zero Confirmation Directed Acrylic Graph. If you want to find out more about this technology, I'm going to go ahead and link the Slack community below, and just go ahead and get in there and you can talk to Jag yourself. I mean, he's active in there. The community is active. Lots of the developers are in there as well. So feel free to get involved. Now, aside from speed, one of the other things I want to talk about is security. But before we get into the security, I want to talk about one of the technology features that Syscoin has come up with. And really what it is it's blockchain anchoring and timestamping with off-chain computation. Okay, so really what that is basically, instead of having to have a huge data set that the entire blockchain has to crunch, basically taking that data set, and it could be a house, a car, any asset really, and taking a portion of that data that is specifically linked to the greater whole, and taking a little hash or a little transaction and anchoring that hash or transaction to the blockchain itself. So on the blockchain, you can see that that little hash is associated with this big asset over here. So instead of having to have this entire asset physically on the blockchain, you can just take a little piece of it and anchor it to the blockchain and timestamp it. So I think that solution will be rolled out more and more. We've heard about sharding, we've heard about all these other different scaling solutions, but I think that blockchain anchoring and timestamping is going to be one of the key solutions to that, and Syscoin is at the forefront of that technology. They're developing it right now, already have it. So the next thing I want to talk about is security. Now, obviously, we want our blockchains to be secure, right? We want it to be safe from a 51% attack. Now, no blockchain will be as secure as Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the biggest hash rate, and it has a lot of computational powers behind Bitcoin. But the good thing about Syscoin is that we're actually merge mined with Bitcoin. So we do have a very, very high level of security. Now, not quite as high level as Bitcoin, but nothing is, but extremely high level. It's going to be extremely hard to compromise the Syscoin blockchain. It's a very strong, secure blockchain. It's merge mined with Bitcoin, and I encourage you to do some more research about that merge mining technology. Now, whenever I think about potential long-term holds or coins that I'm thinking about adding to my portfolio, the first question that I ask myself is, what problem does this solve? And is there a real world use case for this? In fact, is blockchain needed? Do we need a blockchain for this? So the Syscoin, in my opinion, it is solving a real world solution. And one of the major products that Syscoin has is the block market desktop. And you can basically think of block market as a decentralized Amazon or a decentralized eBay. Now, there's a lot of features within Block Market Desktop, but I want to preface it with this is simply a proof of concept for their bigger plan of Block Market Web, where you actually won't have to download anything. You can just type into the browser and access like you would eBay or Amazon. So this is merely a proof of concept. It's a working product. It's not a promise, okay? A lot of coins these days are simply lots of promises and lots of hype. That's one of the things that I really love about Syscoin is they're actually doing it. There's a real product. They have their own blockchain. They've been around since 2014. They have an awesome team of developers and creators who have been in the space for a very long time. Okay, I could go on and on about that, but right now I want to talk a little bit about what block market is and what problem it solves. Well, just to give you a little background, Block Market Desktop is essentially a decentralized marketplace. So you can think of eBay, right? It's eBay without the middleman. There's nobody there that's going to charge you to list something. Nobody there who's going to take a small percentage of whatever you purchase or whatever you receive in payment through merchant fees or anything like that. Okay, completely decentralized, completely peer-to-peer. The reason that is powerful is because you're taking away middlemen who aren't needed. Okay, we can create efficiencies in blockchain. This is a use case, okay? So Syscoin does have a real world use case where blockchain is a real application where it's beneficial for all parties involved. One of the key features that I think a lot of people are overlooking is the ability for people who don't have access to a bank to start to acquire and accumulate cryptocurrency, okay? There's a huge population in the world that is unbanked, right? I'm sure most of you know that. It's in the billions. So I found out from my own experience when I was first trying to purchase cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Syscoin, whatever, it was an extremely hard process to verify my identification with an exchange, to go through an exchange, to set up all these two-factor authentications. It's a big hassle, right? Well, with Block Market Desktop, if I have a pair of shoes and I live in some third world country and I want to sell those pairs of shoes, well, I can receive payment from those shoes in cryptocurrency. That's amazing. That solves a huge problem with adoption and getting people to start using and spending cryptocurrency. Now, it's a big on-ramp for people that have issues with identity or banking. It's a huge population that all of a sudden now can sell not only products, but they can also sell services. And they can also create their own assets and certificates as well, I might add, that can actually be bought and sold on Block Market Desktop. Right now, that's right now, okay? This is a real product that you can go and use. It's really, really cool. Now, some of the features within Block Market Desktop, and this is basically what it looks like once you download it, is you can send and receive your tokens or assets. You can create name aliases, which I think is one of the coolest features, which I also think will help drive adoption of cryptocurrency. Because if you've ever tried to receive payment or send anything in the crypto world, it's a very long identity made up of numbers and letters. It's very complicated, and making sure that somebody has copy and pasted that specifically correctly is a difficult task within itself. Now with aliases, what you're able to do is you're able to bypass that entire process of remembering an extremely long key and simply creating an alias. For me, example, my alias is simply Blake. So if anybody ever wanted to send me any Syscoin, I wouldn't have to send them my key. I could just say, hey, just send it to Blake. Similar to like an email address. Everybody has an email address. I think this would be something along those lines as an email address. Now, the next thing is encrypted messaging. There are ICOs right now going on where their whole focus is encrypted messaging. All right, and I'm not going to name names, but Syscoin already has it. Okay, we already have encrypted messaging. We can do it right now. Finally, we have certificates. You can create your own certificates. And marketplace is where you will actually go and search for items, just like you would on eBay. And finally, assets. And I know the team's pretty excited about their assets because really what it is, it's their solution to ERC20 tokens. So instead of having to learn how to code in Solidity, basically you can create an asset in just a few seconds right within Block Market Desktop, which is actually a very, very powerful tool, and leads me to my next point of that Syscoin is more than just a decentralized marketplace. They're more than just a platform. And the reason that I say that is because they're actually building not only a community, but an ecosystem. So now that they're able to create assets and they have this fast blockchain that's secure, there's a lot of companies that are popping up that are showing interest in launching their token on the Syscoin blockchain. For example, on July 1st, everybody who had held any Syscoin and held it with an alias, they had CPS coin airdropped to their alias. And I think it was like 0.57 or 0.56 CPS token for each Syscoin, which I think is great. So coin payments is huge, right? They're accepted in accepting over 745 altcoins right now. They're in multiple countries, and you can see pay by name sounds a little bit like an alias, right? In my opinion, I think they're definitely utilizing ZDAG and name aliases. Also, they already have plugins with Shopify, Magento. So if you're somebody who's selling things online, you can just put your plugin in and automatically accept cryptocurrency as payment, which I think is really, really cool. Now, I talked a little bit about CPS coin and how Syscoin is building an ecosystem and gaining attention from the crypto community and people who actually want to build on top of their platform. We have another potential, actually two more potential airdrops that are going to be on the Syscoin blockchain. And the next one is BitCab. And this is a really, really cool project. Basically, it's decentralized Uber. This is in partnership with Syscoin, all right? And we also have let's see if Jag's on here. I believe he is. Oh, there's Jag. He's the guy that created ZDAG, all right? So we have advisors from Syscoin that are working with these other companies on how to advise them on their airdrops, their technology, how to incorporate, how to integrate, things like that. And another potential airdrop is AIBB, which is basically an AI type of crypto trading application. So I'm not too sure on the details of that, more to come, but it is definitely in the works. Now, finally, one of the last points I wanted to touch on, guys, is masternodes. Okay, so Syscoin does allow masternodes, and it takes 100,000 coins for a masternode. And currently the ROI on that is roughly 12%. Okay, so if you don't know about masternodes, I highly encourage you to do some research on masternodes, especially if you're involved in the cryptocurrency space. It's a great way to earn passive income. So as more coins get locked in, as more coins get locked in masternodes, the total supply, the circulating supply, is going to be locked up. So you can see coins locked right here. We're over at 20% of the total supply right now is already locked up. So I think that will provide some more price stability as Syscoin matures, so we won't see so much fluctuation in price. And also, if we have all of these coins that are locked up in masternodes, well, that's going to drive the demand, right? Because there's less supply theoretically because it's locked up. Well, it's supply and demand, right? So I think that's definitely something to keep an eye on as well. And definitely something to take a look at if you're interested in masternodes, because Syscoin definitely has masternodes and is a great way to earn passive income. Now, I talked a little bit about the Block Market Desktop, and I said it was a proof of concept for their main project, which is going to be Block Market Web. Okay, so Block Market Web is going to be just like Block Market Desktop, but instead of having to download an application or a file onto your device, you'll simply be able to type it into your web browser and access it just as you would eBay or Amazon. Now, I think that is going to be huge, and once that does happen, I think it's going to bring a lot of attention to this coin, and that is slated to launch. Now, don't quote me here. I'm not having anything to do with this, but it's slated to launch in early 2019. So it's coming up. It's around the corner. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, guys, but I do want to just highlight and recap some of the main features of Syscoin. First off, it's super fast. It's very fast blockchain. It's secure because it's merged mined with Bitcoin. It offers masternodes for passive income and passive returns. It's building an ecosystem of other companies and other coins that want to launch on the Sys3 blockchain and as a Sys3 token because it's so fast and because it's extremely secure. Not to mention the team that is behind Syscoin is advising them on how to develop and how to integrate into that platform. And finally, guys, I was mentioning the team, right? They've been around since 2014. They definitely have been around the block. They're not a new hype coin that isn't going to go away, right? They're here to stay. They're constantly updating. They're constantly, submitting new code. If you look on GitHub, it has lots of commits. Okay, so I love this token. I love this coin. I love the blockchain. I love this cryptocurrency. There's a lot going on. I encourage you to do some own research of your own. Check out the Syscoin community website. I think it's a great place. List their meetups, featured articles, resources. Basically anything you want to know about Syscoin is on this website. Highly recommend the Syscoin community website. Great job, by the way, guys. Looks really, really good. So I'm going to be linking the website in the links below, and I encourage you also to check out the Slack community. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and hopefully it'll help you along your investment journey. I'll see you again soon.